you guys? Welcome back to the show. This is the Arroyo Show. What an exciting guest we have for you today. If it's your first time here, please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. You've seen her on YouTube. You've seen her on TikTok. You've seen her golfing. Please welcome the very pink MADISON Willow. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, fantastic.
You to bring up my golfing.
Well, we had to go there. I feel like we should start there. Talk to me about that. What was happening?
Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Okay, so last year I did a golfing show for ABC and I completely bombed it. I was so bad. The hosts of the show were like, what is going on? I was very bad at golfing. And a lot of screaming. It was like an obstacle course for golfing. So I was doing golfing. Keep in mind, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning. So there's a lot going on. And I did this golfing thing, and I remember it was like full of Vaseline or like slippery stuff. I don't even know. So I'm at the top of this like polar bear mountain, and I like kept missing my golfing thing. And the host is like, "What is she doing?" And my competitor is like, "Yes, she sucks. Like, this is great." And then I like fell, and I was like screaming. It was a mess. It's on ABC. You should go watch it.
The show is Holy Moly. You can go ahead and check that out. It is airing right now this summer. So that show, I would imagine, was fun to be on. I always wanted to do one of those like American Ninja Warrior type shows or something along those lines. This is kind of like that, except it gets you more, it revolves around golf, obviously, and it's more designed to get you punched off with a big mat.
Yes. So it's an obstacle course, and I did 2. They actually didn't show another clip. They cut it out, and I was so ready. But basically, there was 2 holes that I did because I lost, so I didn't get to continue on. But yeah, it's kind of like American Ninja Warrior. It's like an obstacle course, kind of like Wipeout. I think actually where we shot it, they did film Wipeout, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, it was all through the night. We were doing this at like 3 or 4 in the morning. It's freezing. I'm cold. I suck at golf. And I auditioned. And as they saw my audition, I'm not very good at golf, but maybe that added to the entertainment. The first hole, I just like slid down. It was like I mentioned, like this Vaseline slide to make it slippery. And I kept like falling and I was soaking wet. And then the next one was this like windmill thing, and I was really scared. And I remember there was a live audience and everyone was like cheering me on, like, do it, come on. And I was like so scared. And then you had to like run through this thing, the perfect timing, and the windmill will hit you. The windmill hits me, I fly off. It was so funny. But I remember I went to watch it and they cut that part out. It was sad. Honestly, that's something with acting and show business. You have to learn. It's not always about you. Maybe they cut the part out because it just didn't make sense. Or maybe like the camera was weird. But yeah.
I always like to tell people that when I did Food Network, when they tell us, like, when you watch an episode and it's cut down to an hour, it's actually really cut down to like 42 minutes, because with commercials, that's 42 minutes. And if you watch the show, when they give us a meal to cook, they give us like an hour or they give us 90 minutes. So anytime that you watch one of those episodes, like half of what we did doesn't actually make it into the episode. So it's always really interesting to look back and see what was left out and what was in it. So that's always fun. And you have so much coming up right now. So you're talking about doing some different projects with acting. What can we look forward to with you getting back in front of the camera?
Yeah, so basically with COVID-19 and quarantine, I know there are some sets right now, but I'm just choosing to stay at home, be safe, wear my mask if I'm out in public. But yeah, I'm working on a lot of stuff at home. I'm uploading regularly on YouTube, Instagram, TVs, but there's one special project that I'm super passionate about that I'm working on. So basically, my favorite movie is Mean Girls. I know it's a classic movie. I don't know if you've seen it, Brandon.
Oh, absolutely.
Live for that movie. And I love pink, as we can tell. So I'm working on making a Mean Girls like little movie, except I'm going to be all the characters because it's going to be shot at my house. And I'm really excited. And it's going to be showcasing my acting. It's going to be funny for my YouTube channel. And I'm also going to use it for my acting reel because I'm looking for a new agent. So yeah.
Exciting stuff happening for Madison Willow here in 2020. Okay, so the reason I wanted to bring you on here today, we were able to do a little project together last summer. For anyone that hasn't seen it, go ahead and check it out. We'll put it in the card up there. Madison, myself, and then another YouTuber, Matoki Maxdad, doing a little dance skit. But we didn't really get to sit down and have a full-on chat at that point. So I wanted to make sure that we got to do that here with you now, as we have some time here in summer 2020. Actually, it's almost exactly 1 year. That was July 1st, 2019 that we did that.
Oh, I know. I was thinking that. It's been a while.
So I want to get into it like from way back in the beginning. When did you first know that you wanted to start getting involved with posting stuff on YouTube, posting stuff on Instagram? And I know you're really close with your mom. What did she think about you originally getting into posting and getting into social media?
Yeah, so, okay, this is a funny story. I had a YouTube channel in 3rd grade. And when I was in 3rd grade, I was like 8, and I was making funny skits online. And then I remember I went to school, like elementary school, and my friends were like making fun of me for being a little YouTuber. So I deleted my channel.
Those jerks.
Posting when I was in like 3rd grade. But then I really started posting again at, I think it was senior year of high school or junior year. I started posting like singing videos, like little covers and stuff. And then I felt embarrassed again. And so I stopped again. Because I would just go to school and people would be like, "We found your YouTube channel." I'm like, "Oh my God, they found my YouTube
Mortified.
Yeah. And so then when I moved here, I moved to LA because I'm originally from New York. I moved to LA when I was 17. And then that's when I really started being serious with YouTube, Instagram, because primarily I want to be an actress, but I also love social media. I love being able to reach an audience that I would not be able to reach without social media. So that's also why I've been posting on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. But it's been about almost 4 years that I've been like serious about it.
Real quick, can we dive into that a little bit more? Moving to Los Angeles at 17 years old, moving to Los Angeles in general for anyone is a difficult thing to do. When you're 17 years old, do you remember your first day, your first week here? What was that time like for you? What were you thinking? What were your goals? And I mean, it's such a challenging thing to do. Take me into that moment.
Yeah, so I was actually born in LA. My parents worked at UCLA, and then we moved to New York when I was like 3. But my whole life, I was always thinking it was so cool. I was born in LA, like I couldn't wait to go back. So I graduated high school at 17, and I just knew as soon as I graduated, I was going to move. My whole life, I always knew I was going to like move to LA at some point. I didn't think it'd be as early as 17, but honestly, like, I just couldn't wait. Like, I was really excited. I always loved the thought of California. I visited LA a few times because I have my grandma, my aunt, and my uncle's an actor here. And so I just couldn't wait to move. And then I remember my first day, it was very overwhelming. I remember I went to the Grove, and like, I remember I couldn't find a sidewalk, or no, I'm sorry, a crosswalk. Like, I couldn't find one. And I was like, do they not have crosswalks in LA? And I was like, because I didn't want to cross the street like jaywalking. So I was like, I remember I was just like really like confused, like walking around the Grove. And then like after an hour, I finally found a crosswalk. Like, I remember I was just like really confused. I was really happy, really overwhelmed. I remember I was on FaceTime with my best friend. She was like, "Where are you?" I was like, "I have no idea." Yeah, but it was really fun. I remember, I mean, I still get a kick out of a palm tree. I love palm trees. Like, I remember seeing palm trees and be like, wow, like, I'm in paradise. And I feel like after you live in LA for some time, you're like, yeah, whatever, a palm tree. But I still love them because, like, it just reminds me, like, when I look up and see them, because, like, there's some on my window over here. And, like, so when I go on walks, it reminds me that I'm, like, living my dream of, like, being where I want to be. Because growing up in New York, I'm from upstate New York, Rochester, super boring, and not a palm tree in sight. So I love the fact that there's like palm trees here. And honestly, at first, like, I didn't really know what I was doing when I moved here. I kind of was just like, yep, I'm moving to LA to be an actress. Let's see what happens. And I obviously had like no idea, but now I have more of an idea. But at first it was kind of just like winging it and like doing a lot of random jobs. I remember the first casting website I signed up was Backstage. And I remember the funny thing was I signed up for Backstage, and like 2 hours later, I submitted for an unpaid student film to be an extra, and I got the part. I was like, I'm a movie star. Not realizing it was like
the Emmy is on the way right now.
yeah, literally. Where's the paparazzi? Where's my $1 million mansion? Yeah.
All right, so to add some context for those of you that may have not been to LA yet, the Grove is like this outdoor shopping mall. It's a little bit more of a trendy sort of mall over at, I believe it's in Beverly Hills. No, it's just south. It's in,
yeah.
yeah, it's like right. It's on Beverly Boulevard anyway.
Yeah.
So it's right there, and it's like a lot of the streets are actually closed off. Were you inside there trying to find a crosswalk on the streets that were closed, or?
Okay, so so when I first moved here, I was renting a room near the Grove. It was like a 15-20 minute walk, and like on the walk there was like no crosswalks till you got to the Grove. So it's probably like a 10 or 15 minute stretch with almost no crosswalks, which is what confused me. So I thought maybe there just weren't crosswalks here. I don't know, it sounds like such a really random memory. That's just something I always remember, that I could not find a crosswalk. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds really dumb. That's how it felt.
No, those first experiences in LA are always so, I don't know, they hit different, as they say. Like I remember when I first got to Los Angeles, it was like pouring down rain, which never happens in LA. I got there in January, and I flew in from Cleveland, so I hadn't slept or eaten in like 36 hours because it was an overnight flight and I couldn't sleep on the plane. So I got to Los Angeles, and where I was supposed to be moving into, there wasn't someone there to check me in, so I had no way to get my keys. So I was like, all right, so I have my suitcases. I go to get some food at McDonald's because that's all I knew where there was. All I knew of was Hollywood and Highland. I know there's food at Hollywood and Highland. So I went there and there was a McDonald's. I got food. It was like all burnt. So I come outside, I have my luggage, and I go to get the Uber to go back to where I was living. Phone's dead. No outlets in McDonald's. So I'm stuck in the middle of Hollywood and Highland, pouring down rain, haven't eaten or slept in 36 hours, and I have no phone. So that was my first like 12 hours in Los Angeles. So everybody's going to have some Los Angeles stories of what was I doing? What was I thinking? I actually ended up charging my phone at Second City, Hollywood. I walked from Hollywood and Highland over to Second City and ended up charging my phone.
Oh,
Yeah, so God bless them for letting me use their phone charger. But anyway, so you're in Los Angeles and you're on Backstage. For those of you guys that are new to Los Angeles, by the way, also, there's a couple of different sites you can go to. There's Central Casting. Central Casting is more background, but there's Actors Access, Casting Frontier, Backstage. Those are kind of like the main ones in LA casting. So you're starting to get into background. What happens next for you? Do you do background for a little bit and then you start to realize, okay, I got to find something with some speaking roles, or what happens?
Oh, yeah. So I actually made a YouTube video about this the other day. So one of my first big roles, it was within the first month or so, I think, that I was living here, was a BuzzFeed video. I was in a BuzzFeed video. I got this job off of Backstage, and it was called Boyfriends See Their Girlfriends Without Makeup. So basically I had to take off my makeup in front of the person that was like portraying as like my boyfriend. And yeah, I remember being like really nervous because it was a speaking role. I was playing myself, so it's not really like acting, but it was like kind of like an acting job, I guess, because you are on camera. And I remember I was really nervous because I had to take off my makeup in front of BuzzFeed, and I was like, wow, so many people are gonna see this. Like, I barely even let like anyone see me without makeup, so the fact that I'm gonna have the confidence, and honestly I really appreciate that job because it gave me like, it forced me to have a confidence no makeup boost right in the beginning of my career. So yeah. And for the girls out there, like maybe guys or people who don't wear makeup don't understand as much, but it is like, if you are typically wearing makeup, it's a little pressure to take off all your makeup and show someone. Especially like, I remember I have really sensitive skin. I remember they gave me makeup wipes, and I was like, they were kind of like irritant to me. So I was like, this is great. I was like, yeah, like because it made my skin a little red. And I was like, whatever, like, and then I remember feeling like kind of like self-conscious at first taking my makeup off, but now I'm glad that I did it because now it's like, everyone's already seen me without makeup, so. What's
interesting about being in entertainment art in general is just the vulnerability that you have in moments like that, whether it be on set, whether it be, just auditioning, because there's a lot of auditions where you will give it your all, but if your eyes aren't blue enough or you're not 1 inch or 2 inch shorter or taller, you just don't get the role. So yeah. It's like almost an exercise of Los Angeles to have that vulnerability and be working in that vulnerability. Would you say that's accurate for your experience?
I would definitely. Like, for example, it was probably around a year ago, I had an audition for a Nintendo commercial and I got a call back and I got a call back. Then I got put on a veil. A veil means basically they're just making sure you're available because they're probably going to book you. The day before the shoot, they released my veil, which means you don't get the part. And then months later, the commercial came out and I watched it and they had cast a girl with black hair, super short, looks nothing like me. It's not the fact that I did bad or anything. It's probably just they wanted, that's the look they were going for. And that's something you kind of have to understand, I feel like, too. You could have really, like you said, Brandon, give it your all. But at the same time, like, if they're looking for someone with a totally different look or a totally different tone of voice or whatever it may be, you might not get the part. It doesn't mean you did bad. So
keep it with the vulnerability part. You are someone that's so open with your followers on YouTube. And I mean, we've seen this done with other YouTubers where there's a breakup and then they go on and put the video on YouTube. Actually, I think it's the #1 video on David Dobrik's channel right now is his breakup video with Liza Koshy. So yeah. You opened up and had a video that spoke about your breakup recently on your YouTube channel. For you, was that like difficult to do? Was there any question in your mind whether you wanted to do or not? Or did you just know that when something like that happens in your life, you're going to talk about it on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, I remember feeling like, oh my God, my ex-boyfriend's going to watch this because we're still friends. We still talk. I remember feeling like he's going to watch this and I didn't tell him I was going to make this video. So I was like, uh-oh, like he's going to watch and be like, what the heck? He wasn't. He like commented, said it was nice because I said nice stuff about him. But I was thinking, like, you know, I've incorporated before the breakup, I always talked about my boyfriend. My boyfriend was in my videos and stuff. So if he just randomly stopped showing up, my followers are going to maybe think that I'm not being personal enough. And honestly, I feel like that's something I want to share with them anyways. Like, not that I like share every little detail in my life, but I do like sharing a lot. I do like expressing to my followers and making it feel like we're like friends. You know, I want to be super personal. I don't want to seem like a robot or something behind the screen or anything like that, because I know sometimes it's like you might watch a video and feel like, oh, this person is super authentic, or you're like, oh, they seem really fake. So I really want to go for the authentic approach. So yeah, when I was posting my breakup video, I was nervous. I remember something that it's a super long video. I think it's like 20 something minutes, probably the longest video on my channel. It's super not edited. If you ever watch any of my videos, I spend hours and hours and hours editing these videos, but that one, I pretty much just cut it up and posted it. So I wanted to be real. I wanted to be authentic, which it was. I literally remember I was like crying almost like during it. And I didn't put that part in, but I was like sad. It was sad to talk about it, but it also was nice to reflect on the nice things because like, it wasn't a bad breakup. It was just mutually agreed. So yeah, it was kind of scary though. I was scared for people's reactions and I was getting a lot of messages about it. So
And that's awesome to be able to have that moment, to be able to share that with your viewers. And I mean, that's something that in a couple of years when, you know, either you have a new boyfriend or you're, you know, doing your own thing and you're so busy flying off to Europe because you have so many great acting roles, that you'll be able to look back and just have that moment in your life. I feel like one of the things that I like the most about some of the vlogs that I have done previously on my channels or various places, whether it be TikTok, it's almost like you're looking back at a diary of like, this is where I was in that moment. And as difficult as it is to share, I would almost encourage people that if you have a camera and vlogging is something you're interested in, be brave enough to be able to be authentically yourself in your videos. Have you found that to be your experience of looking back at videos and being like, oh, I remember walking that Santa Monica place, or I remember going and bringing food to those homeless people? Talk to me about that.
I look back at my old videos and most of the time I cringe. I'm like, what was I doing? Like, some videos, like, yeah, I've done homeless videos and I really love those. And I felt like as if I impacted the people a lot. I donated gifts to them and I've done it off camera too. But I wanted to do some on camera to show. Sometimes I watch my videos and I'm like, that's a really nice memory. Wow. And sometimes I watch my old videos and I imagine a lot of creators can relate to this. And you're just like, what was I saying? Why did I do that? What was I thinking? Why did I wear that? Like, whatever it is, I feel like that's like my inner critic. But some things I do, I'm like, wow, I was so embarrassing at 19 years old. What the heck was I doing? And then there's other times, it also really shows my growth. It really does show my growth. Like, especially when I mentioned the BuzzFeed video, when I watched that video, I have grown so much. And the video on BuzzFeed, I was so quiet. I had have no personality, and I do have a personality. I just didn't know how to show it on camera, and it really shows my growth. So I do like looking back at old videos to see my growth and to sometimes cringe at how embarrassing I was, but it's funny.
All right, so your room obviously is very you, very pink, very fuzzy, very sparkly. I gotta know if you have one item, whether it be the boa that's under your window or one of the pillows or the stuffed animals, which item is your current favorite right now, and can you show it to us?
Okay, I think it's actually this. Let me show you.
All right.
I put these flowers on my wall.
Oh, wow.
And like I saw these, there's this YouTuber I like, or this Instagram. It's likeAux Fairy, X Fairy, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but she had these flowers on her wall like that, and I was like, that's really cute. So I went online with I love shopping, and I bought them, and now there they are. And I just think they're like really cute and like kind of like California.
All right, so as we move forward here, there's a couple of questions that I want to get to. We call them the final five. They are your who, what, when, where, and which of what you are right now. But real quick, before we get to that, I got to ask, did you experiment with any tanning sprays this year?
oh, yes, I do. I have, yes, you probably watched my tanning video. Yes.
I did. So for those of you guys who haven't seen it yet, real quick, I'm going to put the description in the, I'm going to put the video in the description below. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Oh, one of our lights started falling.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So for any of you guys who haven't seen the video yet, I'm going to put the link in the description below. She tried out these tannings, and she ended up looking like a half pink, half tan leopard in some spots. Talk to me about that experience and what brought you back to doing them. It didn't completely turn you off from the idea of tanning sprays this year.
Yeah. So basically, there was this trend on YouTube where it was called putting a whole bottle of fake tan on. And I am very naturally pale, but I love being tan. But the thing is, I have like really sensitive skin. I burn very easily. I don't want like wrinkles or anything. So I love fake tan because it's fake. I don't think it's really damaging. But yeah, I put a whole bottle of fake tan on, and it was quite the experience. I looked like a tiger leopard thing for like a week. Definitely wore a lot of like sweaters and like pants that week so no one could see. But it was fun. I mean, it was a fun video, and I really did like after the tan started to fade a little and I looked like a normal tan person, I did like it. So I do like fake tan. I don't have any on right now because it's like quarantine, you know, so I don't want to waste my it's not expensive, but I don't want to fake tan, but yeah, I
can vouch for the tan life. It's pretty nice. I like the tan life.
Yeah, I do like the tan life. And the thing is, I'm honest about it. Like, there's usually fake tan, for the most part, it's hard to look 100% real. Sometimes it's uneven. And if you lie and you're like, this is real, people are going to be like, no, it's not. But if you're like, yeah, this is fake, and then it's like, she's honest. Her fake tan doesn't look too bad.
All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it. The final five. Who is the person that you speak with the most right now?
My mom.
Oh, there you go. Are you a FaceTimer or a phone call type of person?
Both. My mom does not have an iPhone, though, so we usually talk on the phone. But I do like FaceTime.
All right. When did you know that you wanted to be involved with some sort of entertainment?
Oh, my God. When I was younger watching Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana is totally my influence.
Yes. For those of you guys that don't know, and maybe, I don't know if you ever found this out as well, Hannah Montana actually filmed in the studio that's attached to the Netflix building right now. So when you're in Los Angeles, there's this huge skyscraper that says Netflix across the top of it. Right on the back side of it is an old studio. There's only like 4 or 5 sound stages, but that's where they used to shoot Hannah Montana. So,
I need to go visit. That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, fun fact. And then if you go down Sunset, there's a street, or there's a recording studio that has like a big mural on the side of it. It's by, I want to say it's either by IHOP or a Bob Evans. It's something like that. Anyway, that's where Nick on Sunset used to be, and that's where they used to shoot Victorious, iCarly. It's all right there in Hollywood. So some fun facts if you guys are ever on a tour. And yeah, that's where Hannah Montana was.
Oh my God, that's really awesome.
All right, so what item other than your phone or computer do you use every day?
What item? I'm looking around my room. My toothbrush?
That's a good thing to use every day.
I guess my eyebrow pencil.
There it is. Both good things. Okay, so obviously Los Angeles is a vacation spot for many people. Where is your dream vacation?
Ooh, oh my God, it really depends on my mood. Sometimes it'd be like a tropical place. Sometimes it could be like Tokyo, or sometimes it could be somewhere in Europe. Honestly, it really just depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah. And finally, which song is your go-to for karaoke?
Oh my God. I guess Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, that's such a good one. Can you give us a little bit of the chorus right now? Don't stop believing. Oh yeah, there it is. So good. Madison Willow, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. It's so great to chat with you again today.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. It was a great time.